It's nice to meet you, Ruckus. Thank you for coming on my show. It's a pleasure meeting you for an interview.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure meeting you as well. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, it's no problem at all. But anyways, getting started, could you tell me, like, what got you, like, it's kind of a little difficult to, like, ask how the band started without the others, but, like, in your summer, like, how did it all get started?
Well, it was actually me who started the band. I mean, the reason behind it, I just wanted to start a band. I was playing guitar. Well, actually, no, there was a reason. I was learning to play guitar, and there was this guy I worked with, an Australian guy, and he said to me, the best way to learn to play guitar is start a band, because where you sometimes you're relying on yourself. If other people are relying on you, then you're going to force yourself to practice. You're going to get ready for the next practice and do that. I was at a point where I'd started playing songs, but I was still absolutely atrocious. So I said, okay, that's a good idea. So I messaged my friend Mason, who's in the band now, who's a drummer, and I said, should we get a band together? He was down. So we found two guys that online in like a forum to join the band. They ditched us right away, not because of Mason, because of me. I was absolutely terrible. But yeah, and it just took off from there. And then obviously eventually we met Jules. Jules got Mitch in, and we are the band you see today.
Could you explain, like, how did you come up with the idea?
Yeah, no, it was just when I say, well, they rely, yeah, I guess they do rely on me because I sort of manage the band to do it. But yeah, the idea was just, yeah, like I said, there was a guy from Australia who I work with, and he said that the best way to practice is being a band, so that like where you said about relying, yeah. So they were relying on me to be up to scratch so that we could continue with practice. So I had to practice at home. So yeah, it was like the driving force behind it, really.
Where did the idea "I don't know" come from? Like, I love the name. Don't get me wrong; it's a really good name. But where did it come from?
Yeah, so we are the IDKs. It doesn't actually. Yeah, it sort of does and it doesn't. So it doesn't actually stand for anything. We just the same thing as what you're saying. We thought it sounded good, so we thought we'll take it for now. Well, at the time it was like a temporary thing. We thought, oh, we might change it, but it's done now and it's set, so we just sort of kept it. But we didn't know what to call ourselves, and we had a gig coming up, so we just put down IDKs. So it was just an open mic night, and they wanted a band name, so we put IDKs or the IDKs because we just couldn't think of anything because we didn't know what the name was. So it was just the easiest, quickest thing, and it just stuck.
What year was this? Like, when did you officially start your band?
I think it was just before lockdown. So this is the thing. So it's quite a weird one for us because we've been together and we've been practicing for quite a while. Maybe that's why we're so tight and we sound so good live. But we only started really recording it properly in the last year or two. I mean, we were so clueless to everything, so it was just like learning what to do.
I can't ask the others because they're not here, but what got you specifically into music?
For me, it was in my teenage years. I just loved it. I'm a bit of a gamer, and I used to sit there and I'd be in my room, and I used to have like an iPod and I'd chuck it in a dock. Back in the LimeWire days, and I'd download all my music, and that's what got me into music, or the sort of music that I was listening to while I was playing games and stuff. And then later on, when I got to like my teen years and stuff, me and my friends, like we went to gigs and stuff like that, and like we were all into the same music. Like it was a time where like indie rock was so prevalent. I think the bands are great. The Cool Teeners, the Kooks, the Arctic Monkeys, they were just amazing. So it got us into it. I was going to gigs all the time with my friends, and that's where the love for... I remember going to a gig to see a band called Go Audio, and that was the first ever gig I went to. And I remember just looking up at them and thinking, I don't want to be down here, I want to be up there. I still think they're good today. I've listened to them a few times. I don't think they're together anymore. But yeah, they are a great band, and yeah, that was the first ever gig I went to.
How many of the other band members are there?
3. So you've got Mason, our drummer, Jules, the bass player, and you've got our lead guitarist, Mitch, and then I play guitar and sing.
And you're the lead of the band, correct?
Yes, I am the most important member of this band.
Yes.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, we're all important. I just, yeah, I guess I'm the front man. The thing is, even though I do most of the lead singing, I don't know if the other guys agree. I am of the opinion that I'm happy to take on most of the load, but whatever fits the song the best is the person who will sing it, and that's the idea. Always the same way Oasis did it, the same way the Beatles did it. Whatever services the song the best is who will sing. So I might be lead singer now, but there's tracks where I don't always sing lead on it. So yeah, it could change.
How come the others aren't here? Do they just not want to be in the call?
No, it's not that. It's just that they're we're all working and stuff. Them guys are busy with other things. We're up early tomorrow for practice. Mason's in the process of sorting out a wedding as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on in people's lives. So it's just about keeping on top of it, and because it's easy for me because I can sort when we do the podcast. So usually, I mean, I need to be better with them guys. I sort of book them in for when's free for me, and then let them know. And then if they can make it, they can. If they can't, they can't. But yeah, it's always easy for me to fit because I'm arranging the times.
Some kids are kind of pushed into like to playing the piano, guitar, whatever it really is. Were you more pushed into it, or does it come on naturally to you?
It definitely doesn't come naturally to me. I don't think it comes naturally to anyone. I wasn't pushed either. I guess we're kind of a musical family. We're not a musical family. Our family are more into like football and stuff. Like I played football growing up. My sister was the one that always done like musicals and singing, and she done theatre and stuff. My mum used to be in like a girl band when she was younger, and she used to sing and things like that. I say it was self-taught. I had about 3 lessons with the best guitar teacher possibly in the world, and then I started playing football, so I gave up. And then I tried to go back to him. This guy, he was so good. He played guitar with Adele live, so he was absolutely incredible. But yeah, I couldn't get booked back on with him, so I just watched YouTube and taught myself. But the beginning of learning to play guitar is absolutely awful. It's boring. It's hard work. It takes forever to even learn like the basics, but the payoff in the end is amazing. So like now I can look at a song with a couple of chords and I can play like the rhythm of most. It can take you like 6 months to a year in the beginning. But if you just flat out put that work in, when I say that long, if you work hard at it, you could probably do it in about 2 months or a couple of months or whatever. I've taught some of my friends to play guitar, and some of my friends could play a lot quicker than me. So it is definitely possible. But yeah, I hated learning, but it was definitely worth it in the end because I love just sitting there. It's very therapeutic, writing down songs and playing covers and stuff. So, but yeah, it definitely didn't come naturally. It didn't come easy. There was a lot of work, and then eventually I got there.
I will say, if you have small hands like me, it's definitely really hard to learn the guitar.
Well, you're in luck because there's different shaped guitars and different sized guitars. So, because some people do say this. This is the thing, right? Because everyone says I'm just not musically. I've heard people say to me, "I'm not musically inclined. I'm not this and that." To me, it's just absolute bullshit. Because realistically, if you put the time in and you sit down and work on it, anyone can learn to play guitar. But like there's a guy. Absolutely, the guy is an absolute legend. I used to see him when I was going to work. He had one arm, and he basically had like this thing that he put on his arm, and it had a pick on it, so he could play. And then he's playing with the other arm. And it's like, if that guy can do it, and and he's literally just sat there and just fucking sweat. He's a better guitarist than me, by like an absolute country mile. He's amazing, and yeah, there's no excuse for anyone else because it's like what's his name? The lead guitarist for Black Sabbath. Tony Iommi was on his way to be an absolute megastar playing with his band, and then but he had to do like make money at the time. So I think it was something along the lines of he was working in a factory, and he got his fingers caught in some sort of machine, or he got his fingers sliced off in a machine. I don't think it was all of them, but it sliced some of his fingers off. So he built like some makeshift thing to make his fingers longer and play because it was his fretting fingers. So and then that's after that he carried on. He in the end he quit, joined Black Sabbath, and then they became one of the biggest rock bands in the world. So if he can do it, anyone can.
He's where he was then. You definitely did something right.
Exactly that.
After listening to your sound, like I'm not really sure like what your genre be. What would you say your genre is?
I'd say we're an indie alternative band. I mean, myself, I would call us universal rock because I guess once you hear like some of the new singles, I mean, I don't, until we fully record them and the mix and mastering process is finished, I don't know because I guess the guitar sound is going to be pretty similar. But I would class us as universal rock because we're not narrowed down into anything. But if you had to put a label on it and you had to classify it like we do with Spotify, we'd be classed as an indie or alternative rock band.
Do you have like a way you like write your songs? Like, is there a process you have?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so basically, what I'll do is the way we do it is bring songs to practice. So I'll sit there with my acoustic guitar. I don't know if you can see it behind me, and basically I'll just play about until I find some chords that I like the sound of. Once I find something I like, then I'll find like a melody over the chords that fits, or sometimes I'll sing the words while I'm like to look for the melody. And then I'll get all the chords down, put all the lyrics down, and then structure the song how I think I like it. Then I'll go to practice, and then I'll say to the lads, when it's time, because sometimes, so like at the moment, we're currently working on 2 new songs, like getting them ready for live, to play them live, and we're getting ready um, to play them live, and we're getting ready, for recording. So we've got a new song coming out that we're working on that was already part of our set list. Then our whole set list's out, and then the next 2 tracks are completely new that we're working on to get in the set list. So we'll bring them in, play them together, get them and structure them how we want as a band, and then we'll work on playing them live and doing the recordings.
What do you think the most challenging thing is, though?
What do I find most challenging as being in a band?
Like, just like, what do you think is most challenging? Like, it can be anything for that matter.
I'd say there's a few things. One, sometimes because you're in a band and there's multiple people, it's making sure that everyone can do all the dates if you've got a gig or recordings or practice. Getting gigs, getting gigs with the right people. So, I mean, we're quite lucky at the moment. We're doing pretty well. So we're not really struggling to get any gigs at the moment. And, people are giving us support slots. So on the 4th of April, absolutely incredible band from Glasgow in Scotland, the Shambolics. We're supporting them on the 4th of April. So, massive shout out to them. Them lads are absolute legends to, give us a platform to be able to support them. So we're going to work our bollocks off to sell tickets for them lads in London because, they deserve it, and we really appreciate them getting us on there. We've got some other gigs lined up as well, doing some support slots, and it's just getting heard, getting out there, getting on the thing. For some reason, I feel like the BBC hate us. I've sent off tracks to them, tracks that are doing really well, and they won't play our tracks at the moment. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it's me. But getting radio plays sometimes tough. Getting on the right playlists. There's a lot. The whole thing. It's all not that I'm going to cry about it because it's tough for everyone. I can't sit here and be like, oh, woe is me, because everyone's going through the same thing. The issue is we all love it. We're all doing it, and we're all, you get the hand you dealt, and you just got to work with it. So that's what we do, and we work with it, and that's why we're going to be successful because we accept the things that we've got and we work with it.
What do you mean by getting with the right people?
Well, like I said, like bands with a following so that we can play to them, getting played on BBC Introducing, getting played on Radio X shows and stuff. And
acting with the right crowd.
Well, to be fair, there isn't really no wrong crowd.
Or I meant like have the right place, like where you're able to play, have a good audience. That's what I kind of was.
Oh right, definitely, That's always the aim, and trying to look for that and work our way in. So that's what it's all about. And just doing that really, and just working on it.
Rookers, what was your first live performance that you remember?
It was the one I was talking about earlier. That's what it was called, New Cross Inn. That was our first ever gig, New Cross Inn. apparently we were good. I don't know if we were or not. I don't think we've got any videos of it. We said we didn't invite any of our friends or family just purely because we were allowing ourselves to be bad. If we go on a long break or, you know, we need to try something new, there's certain gigs that we do where we'll say we're allowed to be bad here. So what that means is we'll go to a gig where we know not a lot of people are going to turn up. You know, we don't invite people down and we can just try out new stuff. Usually it's going to be like an open mic or something like that. But yeah, from the very first gig, that's what we did. I think for a first gig, I think it went incredibly well because, you know, everyone said it sounded amazing and we sounded great and it went well. To be fair, if you'd have told me to leave 5 minutes before we got on stage, I'd have been out of there. It was the worst feeling in the world. I was nervous as shit. Again, it's just one of them things, you just work on it. Keep doing it, keep getting up there. The nerves are non-existent now. It just doesn't even happen. So, you know, you get through it, you keep going, and now it's just pure enjoyment.
If you had the chance to like talk to like your beginning music career kind of stuff, what would that conversation you think be like?
Oh, I don't think he'd have time to listen. I'd sit him down and tell him everything he needs to do right and what he's doing wrong at the moment. I'd tell him to start recording sooner. I'd tell him be harsher, be stricter, set better times, set better dates, be more regimented. Understand that recording and playing live is not the same process at all.
What do you mean by being harsher?
When I say harsher, maybe not harsher, but more regimented with the schedules and, you know, getting stuff done and, you know, with the lads and stuff and doing set times and not being so like easygoing with it, because sometimes sometimes you need to set times, you need to set dates, you need to be on it, because when you're on a band and they're performing, you don't want some people who are flaky. That's one thing we are good at. If we say we're doing a gig, we'll show up. I think in the whole time we've been doing it, in like the last 3-4 years that we've actually been live gigging, you know, we've probably played, I don't know, we're playing at least minimum 20 gigs a year. So, you know, we've probably missed one gig, and that was because our drummer broke his finger literally like two days before. It's like that. You've just got to make sure you're on it and just make sure you're doing it, because if you want to be successful, you got to be ready to work your bollocks off, you know.
100% agree with that. If you're gonna make something serious, you gotta a band that, from what I've seen, you're trying to make it at least a pretty serious. You gotta be on top, be honest. You know,
yeah,
you gotta be there.
Don't get me wrong, like, we do enjoy it and we do have fun. Like, the whole point of making the music, doing the gig, stuff like that, it is so much fun. And I love it.
Of course.
Like, you know, it's so rewarding. But if you want to do well, you know, it's called the music business for a reason. It's a business, you know. So if you want to succeed, you've got to work hard. So
I don't know if it's considered the same, but for me, like, even though I'm still technically, you know, a teenager, even when I started this show, you know, I still have to, like, get them out at a specific time, and like, I gotta be on the grind, so, like, I get what you mean.
Well, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, technically, by the time this episode is out, I'll be 18 years old.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday to you, brother.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and let's tonight.
But as you even said in the beginning, you guys have jobs, you still have regular lives. How do you balance all that?
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard because, you know, it's not just work and stuff. It's like you got outside things, you got lives, you got families, you got friends, you've got like important things coming up. So yeah, there is a lot going on, but you know, you just gotta want it. That's all you can do, really. If you really want it and you put the time and effort in. Like for me, I make my band stuff a priority. And you know, like there are certain things in life where I can't be like, oh, I've got to do it. But you know, like for instance, 4th of April, if I was in hospital, I'd probably drag myself out of bed and get myself to O2 as an academy. Like that's the sort of person I am. Like once I start dreaming, I don't wake up. Like it's just I'm gonna be there, and you know, there's certain things, it's non-negotiable. For anyone who wants to, you know, check us out, you can contact us on social or see us on socials at IDKs_the. That's IDKS_the. And yeah, check out the links and yeah, give the music a listen.
wanna see your soul. Is that just